Good morning, everyone. This is Donnie with Standing Ghost Rescue. It is, I think it's Saturday. Not sure. Not sure of the date. Pretty sure it's Saturday. We've been going non-stop. Been in the woods hunting. You're trying to fill our freezer, meat for my family, but also there's a couple families that we are trying to help them out, trying to get a deer for them as well. One of them, they have 3 children, husband and wife and 3 children, and so we're trying to get a deer for them, put in their freezer. And then the other one is, I think they have 2 children, but anyhow, both families have, they're struggling. They're having a hard time. And it's just the time that we're in. It's the day that we're in. We're in Revelations. Hey guys. I don't know if you guys have seen, there's the 2 baby ducks. The one on the right is the male. The one on the left is the female. They are crossed ducks. They are a mixed breed, very strange looking. The male is mottled. Both have a ring around their neck. Very good ducks. They are the babies that Kim hatched out. The male, he's the one that is, his insides, his intestines were actually on his outside. He was 3 days too early when he started breaking his shell to get out. And they are doing amazingly well. I've got to finish cleaning out their little water container, but they're doing good. Got a few things coming up I want to share with you. I've got, you guys remember I did the review for our friends at Woe Sports, the Woe Sports trail camera. I hope you took advantage of the discount. It was only for a short period of time. It was not a, I don't believe you could still use the discount code that they provided for us. But that camera, the bear chewed it up for 7 days straight. The bear and her cub. But that camera, I still have it in the field, and it works flawlessly. I absolutely love it. I've got several of you, our brothers, one of our sisters here that I'm aware of, that also picked up some of those cameras. And so far, what I've heard is everyone's pleased with them. I really do like it. I'm just doing a walk around outside, checking everything. I wasn't here yesterday. Kim was, but I was not. But anyhow, Woe Sports, they reached out to me again, and they're sending another item for me to do a review on for them. And I have to wait till I get it in my hands to show you. But for those of you that are into the outdoors, those of you who are doing investigations for the big guys, the Sasquatch, the Bigfoot, whatever you choose to call them, the item that they're going to be sending me to do the review on, I think is going to be a valuable tool for you all as well. I'll get my hands on it. It should be sometime soon. They sent me the email with the product description and a link to the product where I could look at it and let them know if I was willing to do the review. I checked it out, looked at it, and I said, yeah, absolutely. It lines up with what we do here. As far as going into the woods, but it's also going to prove handy here at the house when stuff happens at night. I can't reveal exactly what that item is yet, but we have activity around the house at night. It is going to help me be able to see what's out there. I'll tell you that much. But anyhow, I'll have that in our possession soon, and we'll do an in-depth review, probably a 2 or 3 part review for it, and get it out there. And our friend at Woe Sports, our initial meeting, I had told him I said the only way I'll do a review is if I can share my honest thoughts on the product. I'm not going to exaggerate. I'm not going to tell you what it is when in reality it's not. And I told them that I'm not going to blow anything out of proportion. I'm going to share my honest thoughts, my honest opinions about the product. I'm not going to badmouth him, and I told him, I said, if it is a flat out piece of garbage, if it's not worth it at all, I'm just not going to post a review. I'm not going to bash the company if a product is bad. I would rather let them know. Instead, I'll still do the video, but you guys will never see it. I'll do the review and I'll send it straight to him and let them watch the review and hear my points on it, the reason that I find it bad, and then we'll go from there. But you know, if it's really bad, I just won't be sharing a review with it, because that can cost a lot of these companies a lot of money, a lot of business. And just because I don't like an item doesn't mean the next guy isn't going to absolutely love it, and it may work perfect for him. But the review that I'll be doing on it will be based on the quality, the build quality, the functionality, and if it does what it claims to do. That is sort of the drive behind it. Now, we've got articles. I'm going to try to get away today to do some of the articles. And our brother River Morris from down under, he's one of the Aboriginal elders. He's a tribesman, I mean, he's just a wealth of knowledge. Working on bringing him to the table with us and letting him share on a show with you all the knowledge that he's gained on these creatures. You know, in Australia, they're known as the Yowie. Over here, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, skunk ape, just a pile of different names for them, but they're all the same creature, in just different areas of the world. You know, we are all humans. Some of us are known as Chinese, some are known as African, some are known as American, some are known as French, you know, but the bottom line is we are all human. And with these creatures, they are all the same, whatever their true definition is, whatever their true name is, regardless of what we call them, they're all the same thing. But anyhow, that's in the near future. Got a bunch of articles. I'd like to do some of these articles on a live show. I've got a little bit of a slowdown period I'm in right now. Thursday is opening day for general gun season for deer. As you know, I do not use rifle. I do not use a general gun. I hunt with a muzzle loader. My new muzzle loader that I'll be using this year is a smokeless powder muzzle loader instead of black powder. And for those that don't know the difference, black powder is very slow burning. It does not create a whole lot of force behind the bullet, so to speak. Smokeless powder is what they put inside of a cased bullet. If you were to take a shotgun shell apart, or a pistol bullet, or a rifle bullet, if you were to pull the bullet out of the case itself and then dump out the contents, you would have a gray, black, or a silverish material. Sometimes it's powder, sometimes it's granules, sometimes it's little pellets, sometimes it's flakes, depending on the type of powder, the burn rate. A pistol powder burns extremely fast. You put pistol powder in a rifle and you have created a pipe boom, if you know what I mean. Rifle powder is designed when you pull the trigger, the hammer on the gun engages the primer bursts, it sends a flash, a flame to the powder ignites, and as it's pushing the projectile down the barrel, it is burning and burning and burning. By the time the projectile hits the end of the barrel, the powder is completely burned up, and that gives the projectile the full velocity of that pressure of the burning powder. Black powder, and our muzzle loaders, our 50 caliber muzzle loaders, we are shooting a 300 grain bullet with 100 grains of black powder behind it, and we are getting right at 1570 to 1600 feet per second, and that's moving pretty good. And it is extremely effective at 100 yards, definitely effective at 150, but out beyond that, it's kind of a toss in the hat whether you hit him effectively. If you hit him efficiently, not effectively, if you hit him efficiently. All right, smokeless powder. My smokeless powder muzzleloader is a 45 caliber. It's a little bit smaller, but I'm using 73 grains of powder, of smokeless powder, behind a 275 grain bullet, and it's moving at 3,000 feet per second. Every year, last year, I had enough. I didn't have a real good hunting year last year. I mean, we did good. We got meat in the freezer, not what we normally do. But there were 3 occasions, and they fell within a 2-week period, that there was a buck, a fine buck, older, 3.5 to 5 year buck, big horns on him, mature, the type of deer we like to harvest. And he was right at, the first one was right at 140, 150 yards from me, and I did not feel comfortable making that shot with a regular muzzleloader. And then I went and sat in a different area a few days later, another very large buck, what many people would consider a trophy. He had very large horns, heavy body, an old deer, exactly what we're looking for. And I couldn't shoot him because he was out close to 150 yards. And after the third one, same thing. The third one was right at 138 yards. I did have a rangefinder with me that day, but it's outside of my comfort zone with a black powder muzzleloader. The smokeless muzzleloaders, out to 300 yards, I just put the crosshairs on him, on the vitals, and that's where the bullet's going. And I just, you know, we depend on the meat that I harvest to feed our family, and spending the money on a much more expensive muzzleloader, I'm still paying on that. I had to take a loan out to pay it, but I had a bill that I was paying on. I had to get it paid off, and so I thought, well, I could pull a loan, I could pay that note off, and I could pay off the balance I owed on that muzzleloader, in which I did that. So I'm still making payments on it. The bill and the muzzleloader are paid off, but I have a personal loan now that I'm making monthly payments on. But it's you know, it's how we live. When you're not wealthy, you rely on credit to get through, and it is what it is. There's no exaggerating that. There's no blowing it out of the water. But anyway, that's what it is. You know, I share with you guys everything that goes on here. You know, we really don't have no secrets. There's certain things that you just don't share, which many of you realize that. But as far as our normal everyday life, we share everything with you. We took in two dogs, a male right at 2 years old, and a puppy, a female, 8 to 9 weeks old. They have a 7-day stray hold in Florida. Kim reached out on social media. She went door to door here. We contacted the Sheriff's Department. We contacted the Humane Society and several veterinarians to look to see if anyone had a dog or dogs that were stolen or that were missing. I came out 3 o'clock in the morning. I was up getting ready to go hunting. Petey had to go outside to relieve himself, so I walked out of the garage and into the front yard with him, and there's a puppy on the driveway. Petey went after the puppy, so I went after Petey. When I come around the van, there's a large dog, what I thought was a pit bull at the time, staring at me from 8 or 9 feet from me. I stopped in my tracks, and you know, it scared me. I was in my PJs, nothing on me, no sidearm, and now I got a bulldog that I'm not familiar with in front of me. That was my thinking. So I went inside, got my pistol, came back out, and I called him. He was looking at me, and I called him. He started wagging his tail, and his ears went down, and he come straight to me. Very loving dog. He is out right now. He's with Petey and Gracie. Him and the puppy, they get along great. He is an amazing animal. Our 7-day stray hold is over. We've taken him to the vet, got him checked. The male is in great condition. A little underweight. He was 48 pounds the day we took him in, which was the day after we found him in the driveway. And as of yesterday, we took him back yesterday just for a follow-up, just to make sure they're okay. And he is 60 pounds. So he's got his weight back on him. He's looking good. The puppy's doing wonderful. She was very lethargic when we had her in here. Okay, Belle. And so now the parasites and the infection are gone. She's still on a few more days of antibiotics, but she is playing, super smart, very loving, and they are a mess, the two of them. But we tried to find a home for them, but everybody wants the puppy, and we're not going to separate them. They are definitely bonded according to the veterinarian. The breed of the two of them is black-mouthed cur, and we asked, do you think that they're mixed? And 2 veterinarians at the vet's office that we used said absolutely not. Those are definitely black-mouthed cur, both of them, and they believe it is father and daughter. So they're here, they're doing well. Kim named them Lady and Tramp. Lady is the puppy, and she loves me to death for some reason, and the male has bonded to Kim. But there's no trouble. We've had no growling. We've had no issues of any type from them. The little puppy will growl at Gracie if Gracie gets too close to her little stuffed animal. But Gracie will just walk up and take it from her, and she doesn't attack Gracie or anything. She tries to bluff her. It don't work because Gracie's deaf. And so she gets away with her with taking the puppy's baby. But anyhow, everything's good here. All the goats just came up, so I've got all of them to contend with. Now they realize I was out back. Girls, the babies are doing good. Everybody here is doing good. We are probably going to be taking Rosie out of the public school system and homeschooling. There's a lot of filth, a lot of bad junk that's going around the schools. It's all part of the time that we're in, and we just don't want Rosie exposed to that. We don't want her being a part of that. So right now we're kind of working on trying to figure out how to do that and to do it right. If we were to do that, it would be mostly on Kim, because I am constantly, I am very rarely indoors. I'm either out here with the animals, I'm up at the property working. I am doing something 7 days a week, and I'm very busy. I'm afraid when I do slow down, the Lord's going to be calling me home very soon after, and it's just not time yet for me. But everybody else is doing wonderful. Life is good. Brother Don has sent me 3 packages of articles, different articles, in the past 2 weeks, so I got them to share with you. Also, I have a knife I want to show you guys. Let me get out front. Stand by just 1 second. Alright, I had to clean my shoes off from being out back with the goats, and I want to show you this. Let me figure out how to set the camera up where you can actually see it. Give me just a second. Alright, I want to show you our brother Patrick. He's part of our family here at Standing Goats Rescue. Last year, I believe it was last year, our brother Jeff Townsend met with Patrick. I think it was Tennessee. at one of the outings, the events they had, and Patrick has a friend that's a knife maker, a knife builder. I'm not sure of the correct title for that, but he had a couple of knives made, one for me and one for Jeff. This is the one he's made for me. It's in the case. I carry this. I carry my phone on my left waist, my belt on my left side. I carry my sidearm on my right side. I carry this behind the sidearm at my right rear pocket. Now I want to show this to you. It's got a strap in it here, you know, to keep you from, you can't lose the knife. It's not coming out. All right, I do not carry it that way when I'm in the field. I carry it like this so that if something happens, I can snatch it out very easily. It has not caught nothing and got pulled out yet, and it may, I'm sure. But I want to show you this. This thing is absolutely beautiful. It is Damascus. It has got blood grooving in it. It's covered in the felt, the fuzzy stuff, felt, I think. I pulled it out. I was sharpening it, just kind of fine honing the edge with my Arkansas stone, and my phone rang. So I laid it on top of my camos in the front seat, and my it's not wool, it's a fleece. I laid it on top of my fleece jacket. The fleece fuzzy stuff got all on it, and it is dirty. I use it. And guys, I want to show you the detail. I don't know if you could tell. This is Damascus. All of this is a solid chunk of Damascus steel. The blade is Damascus all the way up. That's the discoloring that it's got. That's the Damascus. Both sides are like that. All of the steel here is Damascus. I don't know if you can, is that showing up real well? I'm not sure. It's very hard to see in the screen, but you can, yeah, you can see it right there. The design of the blade. This is real antler, the handle. This is real, either whitetail or elk. It looks like, it may be elk. And just, it's got a very thick, I mean, you can see the actual tang of the knife, how thick that is. I mean, this thing is stout. But our brother Patrick sent that to me. This thing was made for my hand. It feels like they took my hand and made the knife in my grip. And you can't drop it. If something happens, it ain't going nowhere. I love it. But when we're out there, I've cleaned 2 deer with this. It's extremely sharp. I do touch up the blade when we get back. Chris and I were walking into a new area the other day. There were some branches a little bigger in diameter than a quarter. A lot of briars, some of them big as your finger, that we got at a certain point and down this game trail we couldn't get through. I took this out because we didn't have the pruners with us. And there was a holly limb about that large, and I hit it 3 times with this and cut through it. We cut all the vines out of the way. We cut a lot of stuff with it. On the way back, we got up to the truck, and I have to take it off my belt to sit in when I get inside the seat of the truck, because it's so long. When you sit on it at the back pocket, the handle catches you in the back. And so I took it off, and Chris said, yeah, that blade's probably toast, you know, cutting all that stuff, hacking that limb. And I took it out and felt it, and it felt pretty sharp still. So I run it down my arm, and it took the hair right off. And this was after cutting all that stuff. So the metal, it holds an edge. It takes quite a bit of elbow grease to put the edge on it. But I'll tell you what, I love it. This is a tool that goes to me. When I leave that truck going to the woods, this is on me. I have my sidearm on my right side, and this is above my right rear pocket. And even not having much feeling in my hands, I reach around right there at my pocket, and I just close my hand up. When my hand touches my back, I close it. I've got the handle. It comes out, I have to, you know, I have to find the finger hole because I don't have feeling in my hands. But I get my finger in that hole, and I mean, it feels good. This thing was made to be in my hand. And our brother Patrick sent that to me. I don't know if I have permission to share his last name, and so I'm not going to do that. But he knows who he is. If you're watching this, Patrick, thank you so very much. I'm just overly blessed to have that. Even the sheath, you guys, the sheath is handmade also. All of this is. And it's got the little cutout right here. So when you're sticking it in, you know, you don't have to look for a little tiny hole up here and end up stabbing yourself. It's got that little opening there, and you just drop the blade into that opening. Drop it in and you got it. It's that easy. And I carry it just like you see right there, where I can get it out. If I'm not going in the woods when I get back, I put it like that so that I don't lose it, and I lay it up on the dash of my truck. But I just wanted to share that with you. Patrick deserves all the blessings for that. I'm so grateful for it. I absolutely love it. That is the most useful knife that I have ever carried. And if you see me outside of my bed, I've got a knife on me. I've got one in my pocket now. I keep one there. It is a tool, not a weapon. Can be used as a weapon, just like keys can, a screwdriver, anything else that you can get in your hand. But I do keep a knife with me. Hunting season, this is the one that I normally carry. This is a razor blade. When it gets dull, I press that little button right there. If I can see it, there it is. Press that button and you take the blade out and put a brand new blade in it. I do save these blades when they get dull, because on the Arkansas stone you can sharpen a razor with it. It's super fine stone. You have to work at it. It's not one you do 4 or 5 stripes and it's sharp. On an Arkansas stone, it's super fine. It looks like white marble. So, you know, about 20 licks on each side of the blade and it is back to brand new condition. So I do save them, and I reuse them until they start showing imperfections from sharpening them too much, and then I trash them when they get dull. But anyhow, it's not about this knife right here. This is a tool I keep in my pocket at all times. It's about this knife. That is amazing. Patrick, thank you so very much. I love you, brother. I'm so grateful that you have went out of the way to do that. I mean, that is a quality knife. That is a piece of art. And I was so afraid when we took it out the first time and we had to cut some briars, just briars, but they were big as my finger. I was so afraid of hitting them briars and damaging the blade. And I don't think you can damage the blade on it unless you hit a chunk of steel or you banged it on the concrete. As far as wood, any type of tree, vine, even roots, I don't think you can damage the blade on it. It is an amazing knife, and I absolutely am in love with it. I don't know if this camera's going to show. I'm going to show you the back strap of the blade, and if you look, you can see the Damascus printing even on the back strap. You see the marbling look? That's the Damascus. But you can definitely see it on the handles really well. What a beautiful knife. Patrick, thank you, brother. Look, guys, thank you all for being here with me. I love each and every one of you. We are fixing to get back on the ball with getting these articles put out. As soon as Kim gets back, she had to run to Ebro, Florida. When she gets back here in the next half hour, I have got to go into Panama City and run a few errands and then get back. And I've got a long day ahead of me today. But if I get finished up early enough, I may go ahead and do some of the articles this afternoon. I'm going to try. But I'm going to be uploading this. Do I got my phone? I do. Okay, today's Saturday, November 19th. So I'm going to upload that today. This video. Right now it is 10:31 on the money. 10:31 a.m. But alright, guys, I will definitely be seeing you soon. Until the next time. Be kind, be blessed, and be safe in all you do. If there's anything that I can do for you, if you just need to reach out and say hello, whatever you got going on, please email me at standinggoatsrescue@yahoo.com and just give me a little time. I'm averaging about 3 days in the replies. I've been missing emails. You guys and gals have been writing me, and for some reason they're ending up in my spam folder. I don't block emails at all because I don't know what I'm doing, and I'll end up deleting my brothers and sisters' addresses, email addresses, so I don't block no emails. Spam emails, they automatically go to a spam folder without me doing anything. But for some reason, a lot of you, when you email me, like my sister C now from Hawaii, she'll email me, and she has for a long time. And recently, one of her emails is in the spam folder, and I have every email she's ever sent me. I do not delete them. And how it ended up in spam, I have no idea. She emailed me from the exact same email address she always does, but I am finding more and more of them in the spam folder, and I don't know why that is. It's probably due to Yahoo. But anyway, I'm not going to get into all that mess. But I'll be seeing you soon. I'm going to go ahead and take care of everything I got to do here, so when Kim gets here, I can get in the truck and tear out of here and run my errands and get everything done. So hopefully we get finished up early enough, we can get some of these articles done. Y'all have a good day. God bless you. Love you. See you soon.